On Wednesdays at 7, sharp as can be, Blue Gal's calling, come knit with me.
Hey guys, Blue Gal here. And I told you guys last week that I was going to cast on hats. And I was going to start with this one. It's Flowers in Support of Ukraine by Christy McElliott. And it's a lovely hat. I wasn't sure about the corrugated ribbing. And it's got a two-color cable cast on and looks very tricky. I want to show you how far I got with it. Oh, and I'm knitting it in Tosh Merino Light, blue and yellow although this is much more gold. This is for Ukraine, the Ukraine flag and the sunflowers. And this is how far I've gotten. The sunflowers are done in 6 days. So it needs blocking, but it's gorgeous. And I'm so happy with it. And as you can see, I've really plowed through this hat. And I'm at the crown now. And I've made a couple modifications. One is this yarn, the Tosh Merino Light, is a single ply. And it's fairly consistent in terms of thickness, but there are some spots. There are some thick and thin spots to it. And also, as you can particularly see from the yellow, it is kettle dyed. It has that light and dark shading going through it, which means that the hat is not going to have an even background in terms of color. It's light and dark and so forth. And I think that adds a lot of visual interest to the hat. But those two qualities, the thick and thin quality and also the variations in color, when I cast on a two-color cast on, it did not look even. It did not look attractive, and I just didn't like it. So I ripped that out, and I did a German twisted cast on, and then knit a row going backwards so that I would have a purl bump, and then I started working it around. So I have this kind of, it's almost fake I-cord, but it's just sort of a thick cast on and a purl bump at the bottom. And when I block this, that's going to even out. Even with that, it's got a little bit of thick and thin going on. You can see that. But yeah, I'm pretty good at this two-color fingering knitting. I really enjoy doing it. I've done a couple other projects with two-color fingering. One this year, which you guys have seen, this cowl, which is a very narrow repeat. I think it's only like 12 stitches repeat. This is a 40 stitch repeat. So you are taking one line at a time. And I had a magnetic plate with magnets, straight magnets to go through with one line at a time on the chart. And very carefully, one at a time, follow that chart. So yeah, this was a 40 stitch repeat. It's two sunflowers, and then you repeat those two sunflowers 4 times. I did this hat a few years ago. This is the Passerine, Passerine hat. Beautiful birds, just 2 colors also, but this is an 80 stitch repeat. So this set of birds going across the width of the hat is repeated on the other side. But that's it. You have to just take that chart and make it your best friend. And this one sat in a bag midway because it was just too much concentration at the time for my life. I can see it needs a little work down here to work these ends back in. Olive, what are you doing? Come on, get down. Thank you. Thank you. So, anyway, I'm loving working on this. And now I'm going to work on the crown. And I left the markers in. The crown of this hat is, it's not a spiral decrease. It's a 4-point decrease where you do a double decrease in 4 points so that the rest of the hat has that flat stockinette and there's no gathering to the top of the hat. This one was actually a spiral top. So there were decreases, 8 or so decreases. This one only has 4 points at which it decreases. And that keeps those sunflowers looking flat. But I'm going to modify this. This is ready to decrease. And in fact, there were decreases written in the chart to do it in between these sunflowers in the dark blue. And I measured it, and this is only 5 inches. And I want a 6-inch body to the hat before I do the crown. So I'm going to do another inch of this solid blue and then start the crown so that the hat's a little longer. So that's those are my 2 modifications, the cast on and making the hat a little longer. I've got, as you can see, lots of yarn. So we're in good shape on that. I always try to read something, and by the way, future knitting is more hats. So I'll have more hat stuff to show you next week. There was a crazy YouTube that the algorithm fed me this week. A person holding out money, cash money, at a Walmart to Black women, offering them a 20 or a 40 or 50 or whatever to recite a Bible verse. I found it abhorrent, but they found 3 women in shopping, and whether it was staged or not or whatever wasn't the point. These 3 women, Black women, of course, knew their Bible. The ones that they presented on YouTube knew their Bible and got the money. And I was glued to this for some reason. But one of the women quoted from Isaiah 40. And I am known on my other podcast as Bible Bitch. I am not proselytizing here. But I wanted to share with you this Bible verse and my reaction to it because it's knitting related. My reaction is knitting related. This is from the end of Isaiah 40. Do you not know, have you not heard, the Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the whole earth. He never becomes faint or weary. There is no limit to his understanding. He gives strength to the faint and strengthens the powerless. Youths may become faint and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not become weary. They will walk and not faint. And of course, I'm reading that to you. This woman on the YouTube recited this. And you could tell that it was a source of comfort and power for this woman. And I heard her read this. And when she got to, they will run and not become weary. They will walk and not faint. I was just coming off of episode 42 last week and Life, the Universe, and Everything, and Douglas Adams, and, famous, I think, atheist Douglas Adams. And she said, they will walk and not faint. I said, they will knit and not panic. And as you know, Don't Panic is a big part of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't Panic appears in large friendly letters on the cover of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And that is why I've been knitting hats, is to knit and not panic. And I don't think I am taking away meaning from this verse by adding knit and not panic. One other thing I wanted to mention about future knitting, I told you that I got the kit for the This is the Shetland Woolweek hat, and it's the all over Tory, which will be on the needle soon. This is the one that I'm doing, the purple one. See if it can focus there. Yeah. So this though has an 18 stitch repeat. So again, it's very much similar to the cowl, and it's Fair Isle, so it's X's and O's. I think it's going to be a lot less being glued to the chart. I will use the chart consistently, but I think it'll be a lot less being, okay, do I do 2 stitches now? Do I do 3? What, I think I'll know. You do get, on these Fair Isle patterns, you do get a little more muscle memory because it is moving, it is knitting triangles and squares and so forth in the form of X's and O's. So I think that's going to be fun. And I wish you well. And I know this is a short one this week, but I only knit one thing this week, really. The hat was it. And I didn't buy any yarn. My kids were not home for Mother's Day because middle child was graduating from Beloit College. So they will be home next week. And I have been promised something knitter related as a belated Mother's Day gift. So I'll be sure to share that with you as well. And stay well, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
On Wednesdays at 7, sharp as can be, blue gals calling, come knit with me.